ABC News Univision Fast and Furious scandal. New details emerge on how the U.S. government armed Mexican drug cartels. Now, none of this is going to be new to you, but it is new to the audience of Univision. And what impact, if any, it's going to have, who knows? On January 3rd, the authors here are Gerardo Reyes and Santiago Wills. On January 30th, 2010, a commando of at least 20 hitmen parked themselves outside a birthday party of high school and college students in Ciudad Juarez. Near midnight, the assassins, later identified as hired guns for the Mexican cartel La Linea, broke into a one-story house and opened fire on a gathering of nearly 60 teenagers. Folks, you know all this was on Univision last night. This is a piece written by these two guys that accompanies the TV show last night. Outside, lookouts gunned down a screaming neighbor and several students who had managed to escape. 14 young men and women were killed and 12 more were wounded before the hitmen finally fled. 14 people killed just in this incident with American guns illegally walked across the border to Mexico from Arizona as part of an Obama administration program. Indirectly, the United States government played a role in the massacre by supplying some of the firearms used by the cartel murderers. 3 of the high-caliber weapons fired that night were linked to a gun tracing operation run by the ATF, according to a Mexican Army document obtained exclusively by Univision News. I think that's pretty direct involvement. What they mean by indirect is that an American didn't pull a trigger. That's all they mean by this. But this program is now being exposed for the first time in October, before the election, to a large Hispanic audience. Univision News identified a total of 57 more previously unreported firearms that were bought by straw purchasers monitored by ATF during Operation Fast and Furious and then recovered in Mexico in sites related to murders, kidnappings, and at least one other massacre. And here are the details of how they did that, again via ABC News and Univision. 57 previously undiscovered Fast and Furious guns used in Mexican crimes. They were recovered in sites associated with murders, kidnappings, and at least 2 gruesome massacres. Univision News obtained the list of Fast and Furious weapons and a list containing almost 60,000 recovered firearms compiled by Mexico's defense agency. A cross-reference of the serial numbers resulted in 96 full matches. The 96 firearms linked to Operation Fast and Furious all turned up at crime scenes in Mexico from 2009 to 2010. Now, you and I again know this, but why? In fact, the timing here is not that bad, where you can say, why are we only hearing about the involvement of Fast and Furious weapons at this late date and only from Univision? But that could be the point. The Obama administration and the DOJ did not help Univision at all with their investigation. Univision was not given any cooperation. No, again, I'm not engaging in any wishful thinking here whatsoever. It's just that, look, I got on the other side of the glass here, I got the official Obama criticizer, Bo Snerdley, who is ostensibly as close to being as informed as I am. And that's almost not humanly possible for anybody to be as informed as I am. But if anybody's close, Snerdley is. He didn't know about this. And I don't know how many of you did either. But the Univision audience is not insignificant. And this is a program, and it comes after a very tough interview for an hour of Obama. And the only point here is that you hear all the time, you know, if Obama, just 5% of black vote would leave Obama, or if 5% of the Jewish vote would leave Obama, boy, it'd be in real trouble. The same thing with the Hispanic vote. The Hispanic vote is considered to be fait accompli, in the tank for Obama. Now, I guarantee you, Univision is not doing this report to help Obama. This is not in any way, shape, manner, or form going to hurt Romney in any way. But it's just another portion of the electorate being told something that they haven't learned from the United States media. Now, I asked the question, it was last last week, all the way back in June. I've asked this repeatedly. Think about it. If you were Hispanic, you learned that the President of the United States had allowed assault weapons to be walked across the border to drug cartels and used to kill hundreds of Mexicans. That would tick me off if I were Hispanic or Mexican. That would tick me off. And if I were Hispanic or Mexican, I'd be asking myself, why did they do this? What was the point? Why give these people in Mexico are scared to literal death of these drug cartels and these gangs. They are more powerful than the federales in many places. They've put the fear of death in everybody, and here the Obama administration is arming them. If I'm Hispanic, I have to be asking myself, why? Of course, you and I know what the reason for this is, even though it sounds cynical. This was an attempt by the regime to drum up anti-gun sentiment in this country. They were hoping that there would be rampant stories of crime committed with these American guns that somehow so easily ended up across the border. Nobody was supposed to know that the regime had a program to make it happen. Nobody was supposed to find out. But then something did happen. A federal agent was killed. Then all kinds of light was shined on this. Congressional investigations ensued, and lying took place from the administration to Darrell Issa from the DOJ, fudged emails. I mean, and I was thinking over the weekend, and I bet you, ladies and gentlemen, many of you have had these same sentiments in recent days. You look at what you know has happened in this country, the economic destruction, the absolute collapse of American foreign policy, the incompetence in Washington everywhere you look in this administration. And then you turn on the news every day and you think, my God, there's no way that Romney has a chance of winning this. No chance whatsoever. You just probably say, boy, if only Romney could have run against a president who was tied to some shocking scandals. Like a president who ran guns across the border and ended up hundreds of Mexicans dying. Gee, if Romney only had a president who had done that. Oh, wait, he does. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, too bad Romney can't run against a president who didn't take any care whatsoever to rig up any additional security on 9/11 in Cairo or Libya. Oh, wait, he is running against a president who botched that. A damaging scandal is where you follow the money and you find a few people close to the president on the take, like Solyndra. Oh, but we do have that. We do have a president with all kinds of crony capitalism scandals. Maybe something where several donors got billions of tax dollars to run phony companies orchestrated by the energy secretary into bankruptcy. Oh, wait, Romney does have that to run against. That doesn't matter. Now, in this election cycle, Republicans are stuck with having to harp about scandals where Americans and Mexicans have been murdered. A president has admitted skipping half of his daily intelligence briefings. His ambassador, who lived in fear of his life, as told by his diary found by CNN at an unsecured crime scene strewn with highly classified national security info. Romney's running against all that, but it doesn't matter. Ambassador was raped and murdered due to the president's gross incompetence in security preparation. It's too bad Romney can't be running against the president who wants to blame all this on a video. Oh, wait, he is. Well, the Republicans just can't catch a break. Then a massive cover-up takes place in full view, and the president blames an obscure American who nobody ever heard of and blames free speech. Yep, free speech in a video. That's what caused that stuff to happen in Libya and in Cairo. And all this is going on while the president jets off to David Letterman and Jay-Z and a bunch of fundraisers in Las Vegas where nobody else is supposed to go. Why couldn't Romney have a Democrat incumbent with all these scandals to run? Oh, he does. But it doesn't seem to matter. Now Obama's trying to blame an intelligence flack for bad intelligence. It's amazing. This is not to mention the economic incompetence, the economic policies which have led to over 3.5 years of unemployment over 8% every month. Boy, if there was only something out there that Romney could sink his teeth into that this president had done, there is. There's all of this, and it doesn't matter to the nation's gatekeepers in any way, shape, manner, or form.